and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a really special guest today with me, Vijay Lokpally sir, author of many famous books, biographies of cricketers such as Driven. It's a great biography. I have read it and I absolutely love that. Rohit Sharma's biography is also written by him. I haven't read that till now, but I know that it is going to be awesome. Sir, can you introduce yourself? And I have introduced you. You actually need no introduction, but anyways, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I would love to introduce myself as Vijay Lokapalli, who is very excited to be on Arnav's show, and we have a very one common thing, that is his guru and my guru, cricket guru, are same, Mr. Gurcharan Singh, and I was your age, Arnav, when I went to him first to learn cricket, and it's good to connect with you. And when I told my friends I'm going to be interviewed by an 11-year-old, so I was told to
Sir,
be
I'm
very,
actually
very.
12. I turned 12 on the first.
Never mind, it doesn't matter. So I was told be very, go well prepared, because kids of today's generation are very bright. So I have come prepared. I hope you don't ask me difficult questions.
So, guys, today we are going to discuss about all the cricket related tournaments which are coming up, like the World T20, the IPL, which is going to start in a few months in September. The World T20, obviously, the England versus India Test series, the Sri Lanka versus India T20s and one day limited over series, which is going on. And I really want to ask you about what Arjuna Ranatunga said, because I felt that was really shocking, because he said that Sri Lanka should be gutted to play India's second string side, which is actually better than the first string side. So, what are your views on that?
Yes, I was also very surprised, because Arjuna Ranatunga has always been a friend of Indian cricket. So I'm very surprised why he said that. Maybe his cricket reading was a little off the mark when he said, because he didn't realize that with this tournament, it was very important for Sri Lankan fans, Sri Lankan players, and the cricket board, because it will generate revenue. So it is good for the broadcaster also, and obviously in turn it will create a revenue model for the cricket board also, which needs money. So I'm not saying it is bankrupt, but it can use this money for, it can put this money to good use. So I hope Ranatunga, when he watches the series, I hope he enjoys it, because like you said, this Indian team is as good as the first Indian team.
Yeah, there might be some days where they might be playing a practice match and this team might just end up beating the other India's first string side, which is both teams are like very good. So also there were few reports coming up that Sri Lanka, their players like Kusal Pereira, his led team, if they don't sign the contract, they might not come and play the series against India, and they will send their second string side. And I don't know how that might be their under 19 team only, sort of.
Absolutely, because this has been a big issue with them, Arnav, not now, for many years. The Sri Lankan board and the players have had many issues, and on related to payment, especially. The match fee structure for domestic cricket, international cricket, there have always been confrontation between the players and the Sri Lankan board, which is not good, because after all, you have to look after the needs of the players. They bring in the money, they bring in the fans. So unless you pay them well, you're not doing justice to your job. So I think Sri Lankan players are right in the demand. They will have to at some point agree, or maybe strike a compromise, find a way out. But I hope the best Sri Lankan team plays the series, because otherwise it will be very bad for the image of the game.
Yeah, and also like Sri Lanka have few players in Angelo Matthews, Dinesh Chandimal also, and Dimut Karunaratne, who was their captain of the one day side like 2 months ago. He is not in the team, and like they had few good players, like as I said, Angelo Matthews. I don't know why they are not playing the series against England too. Is this the reason
They-
only that they are not being paid?
Yes, that is one, and also the fact that the Sri Lankans are in the process of transition. They are looking for, they can't be always banking on a couple of players to bail them out every time. So they want to raise a team, keeping the World Cup in mind. Not this World Cup, the
One
World
day
Cup
World
which
Cup.
is down the line. Yes, so they would like to have a strong team. 2011, they played the final, and they looked good to win that final, until Yuvraj Singh swung it and then Dhoni came and finished it. So Sri Lanka has always been a very competitive team, especially in white ball cricket. So that could be one of the reasons why the Sri Lankan Cricket Board is looking at raising a set of players who will serve them well in the times to come.
And in this series, I just had a few questions for you. That like, what are your predictions? That is Sri Lanka gonna be whitewashed, or are they gonna give a fight? Because I don't think they're gonna be whitewashed that easily. Because right now they are on the course of being whitewashed against England. Because right now I was just watching their match, and they are 42 for 4 in 10 overs.
Yeah, see that there is a difference between playing in England and playing in at home. Like the same, you can say what happened to India. I mean, if India was playing New Zealand in the WTC final at home, they would have fared very differently. But Sri Lankan wickets have always been pitches. Sri Lankan pitches have always been slow, and they are able to adapt better. So Indians will have to change their game. They won't have the kind of pitches you have in India. So I will not say that India will steamroll the Sri Lankan cricket. That will be, if they do it, fine. But if they take things for granted, if they become complacent, then they will repent, because when playing at home, Arnav, Sri Lanka is a very competitive team.
But if they play a second string side, then so they'll be whitewashed, right?
Obviously, then you and I can go and play.
Yeah. So I also like, keeping the World T20 in mind. India needs an attacking spinner who is a wicket taker. Right now, India had Yuzi Chahal and Kuldeep Yadav from 2017 to the One Day World Cup. Then, like after Kuldeep Yadav dip of form, you say, so India aren't getting a wicket taking spinner who is getting them wickets in the middle overs. Like, you can't look to Ravindra Jadeja as a wicket taker. He is one who drives up runs and then takes wickets. Yuzi Chahal is also not in the best of form. Rahul Chahal maybe, or Varun Chakravarti, because Varun Chakravarti is, to say, a mystery spinner. He hasn't performed at the international stage, but he hasn't played at the international stage. But he would. I think he would have debuted in Australia if he wouldn't have had that injury. What are your views on that?
Arnav, I think Rahul is a good bowler. He's done well, and Chahal, of course, has performed. He served the Indian team very well. He's Virat Kohli's favorite bowler. If you look at it, He'll bring him on at very critical places in a game. Varun Chakravarti, Arnav, I don't understand this term mystery spinner, because I don't know what you are a left arm spinner, you're an off spinner, you're a leg spinner, or you're a Chinaman bowler. You can vary your pace, you can vary your flight and length and line, but mystery spinner means
I
what?
think
I mean, what
mystery
does he
spinner
bowl
is someone who can bowl off spin also and leg spin also.
with the same action, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So, but it will still be an off spin or a leg spin,
Yeah.
right? So it is on how you read his hand. If you read his, if you normally when you are playing a spinner, you have to look at his hand, right, and how he delivers. So that is, again, I mean, you learn it over a period of time. But I expect someone like Rahul Chahar to do well. I expect Kuldeep Yadav to do well, because they have been very unfair to him. He has never been given chances on a trot, as they say, because it did dent his confidence. Arnav, if you see, at various points when he was bowling well, he had to miss out. He would, instead of playing, he would be watching the match. So that is, I think it's been a very big setback for him. And but for this tour happening, what would he have done? He would have maybe gone to National Cricket Academy and tried to hone his skills. But at least I hope they play him in the 11 because he is a very different bowler. He's a very competitive bowler. And Arnav, I think of all the spinners, he is the one who looks to take a wicket. He is not trying to bowl a containing. No, no, not at all. He loves to take a wicket. So, as they say in Delhi cricket, कि वो बचने वाली बॉल नहीं डालेगा, right? He will bowl to take a wicket. So if he, in the process, if he's hit, never mind.
Yeah, but, that's why he keeps on fighting the ball to get in the matter of getting caught at long on or getting stumped, he has no problem getting hit for 2 sixes.
Correct, absolutely correct. So I would rather have somebody who gives away for 60 runs but takes 3 wickets. To me, those wickets are important. Runs will come, but there's no point having somebody who bowls 50 runs and doesn't take a wicket. It doesn't help.
Yeah. So, sir, I had a few questions about your personal life. Like, in terms of, as you said, your childhood guru was Gurcharan sir, and that means you played cricket in your childhood. So, what were the stoppages in life that couldn't help you become a cricketer, and then you went into the steps of journalism? I just wanted to ask that.
Yes, I mean, it was cricket as you are. I mean, you go and learn from him, and even for this show, you have a ball in your hand, right? So I was also mad after cricket, and I used to play a lot of club cricket. I played, but once I realized that I couldn't have gone far. I had to do something, and then I thought, if I write on the game, it'll keep me connected with the sport I love so much. And I never thought, honestly, at that time that it will give me an opportunity to travel. So it gave me an opportunity to travel. It gave me an opportunity to interact with all the greats of the game. So when you watch from a different perspective. When you watch after speaking to them, then you gain a different perspective, because you understand how different a first-class cricket is than the normal cricket which you play. There is a big difference. It looks so easy. Sitting here, you and I can pass a judgment. But suppose if we were to go and do the same thing on the field, we would struggle. So I was lucky to be working with the Hindu newspaper. And I worked there for 34 years, Arnav. Before that, I was with a newspaper called The Patriot. And so that is what it was. And I could travel I reported from almost every cricket ground in the world, which was a big privilege. And I would come back and share my experiences with Gurcharan sir and tell him, what all. So that was one good thing I had. And those were different times. I mean, those were different times where you could interact with the players a lot. Today, it is not possible because of so many strict measures for many reasons. But my time was very good because cricketers were friends.
Okay, sir. So now let's talk about India and England in August. So it's quite different to playing in June because in June the ball swings a lot, the pitches are new, it rains a lot. So the ball tends to swing a bit more compared to August. So I think then it's more likely that Virat Kohli 100 will definitely come in the 5-match test series. and India, what do you think? Will India win? Because I think India will definitely win this time, because if you think that India's batting is weak, like obviously playing in England, batting is never easy. And India's batting is never the best in terms of playing in England. So this time round, England's batting is much weaker compared to last time. So what are your views on that? Because Zach Crawley, Dom Sibley, all of these are like very young players, Ollie Pope. So what do you think about that, about India's chances in England?
Arnav, it's going to be a very good series, close series. Like you said, it is in the second half of the summer when the ball doesn't swing much. Wickets will be good for batting. Similarly, they will be good for the spinners also. So Ashwin and Jadeja may have a bigger role to play, and of course bowlers like Ishant, who looks to bowl long spells, he'll come in very handy. Someone like Shami, he can make breakthroughs, so he'll come in very helpful. But you are so right about the English team. They may not be at their best as the previous ones, but they are playing at home. So that is a big advantage. And having somebody like Anderson, he must be waiting for the Indians to come because after how he was handled in India, I mean, he was treated like an average bowler. So
That
Anderson,
Rishabh Pant reverse sweep over slips, he would be thinking of
yes,
that.
oh yes. So for Anderson also, he has. I mean, he'll remember the series a lot, and he would look to compensate, look to kind of serve his team better than he could do in India. So I expect a 3-1 result. Leads could be difficult again only because of the conditions. I am saying I don't expect India to lose a match because they are confident. Forget what happened in the WTC final against New Zealand, but against England they will be well prepared, and I expect it to be a very good close series and 3-1 for India. Let us see. I mean, if you
Same.
prove right.
My prediction was actually the same. I was
Ah,
just tilting a bit towards 4-1 because I thought it might not rain that much in England in that time. But then I thought that a few grounds, maybe here and there, maybe one pitch is too good for batting and not the bowlers. So I made that to 3-1. So yeah, my
but
prediction was all. Yeah.
tell me one thing, Arnav. Do you think are we going to see a Virat 100?
Two minimum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Have you had
because
a word with him? Have you
no,
told him something?
no. So I think that yeah, India is gonna win the series, and Virat Kohli, yeah, as I said, is gonna score minimum 200s, and I
200.
yeah, and I think
Ah,
this series is gonna be good for Indian bowlers like Mohammad Siraj and Bumrah. I think will definitely regain his form because like I don't know what happened to him in the WTC final. He didn't take wickets, but in a few short spells here and there, he looked threatening. Beat the batsman. Like there
yeah,
were a few edges which fell short. Kane Williamson was just kissing the ball. That's why those weren't
yes,
carrying.
correct.
So that's what is the case. And talking about swing and seam, I also made a video yesterday about how to handle swing bowling in England, like the different ways, like standing out of the crease and covering the swing, the art of leaving the ball. That was
I
obvious.
saw that.
Yeah.
I saw
That,
that. I commented. It was a very nice video you made.
thanks, sir.
It's a very nice video. You haven't told me whether you bat or bowl or you do both.
I'm a all rounder, but I bowl better than I bat.
Why is that? India
Uh,
needs an all-rounder if you want to grow up and play for India.
yeah, I'm gonna be. My idol is actually Kapil Dev in real life, like
Arey,
in
wow,
terms
wow,
of
wow.
cricketing idol. But
Fantastic, fantastic. My
but
my also will. That is
yeah,
Kapil Dev.
but my personality idol is Virat Kohli just because of his attitude on the field. Because I am also a lot of like sort of an in the face person, just like him. Like I'm also very
Ore
aggressive while playing.
baapre. But here you are not in the face anchor. You have been very kind and nice.
So, sir, I've also got a lot of questions for you. 10 questions which I got on Twitter.
Ah,
Sir, the first question is from my friend, school friend Vivan Mathur, who also comes with me on YouTube. He says,
hmm.
who will open for the test series as Shubman Gill is injured? Mayank, or will they call up Shaw? I think he didn't mention KL Rahul because he's being looked as a middle order batsman.
Middle order. Yeah, KL Rahul will have to come in middle order. If they drop Pujara at some point,
Hmm.
they will have to bring in KL Rahul and there will be a change in the batting order.
Yeah.
But I'll prefer Mayank Agarwal because, well, he did fail in Australia, no doubt. But Australia conditions were different, attack was different. And here he will be required
Yeah,
because,
and the fact of failing in Australia, he didn't do a lot wrong. He just like played two matches. Yeah, he was dropped after the second match as an opener. He like didn't fail for the whole series. He was just dropped after that because India had more options to test out. So I think they might play Mayank Agarwal. I think he'll be given the chance in the first test as Shubman Gill is injured. Do you have any news about is he injured for the full series or just the first two
I
three
think
tests?
he's probably ruled out for the series.
Acha, okay.
He's ruled out because if you bring in Mayank Agarwal or maybe you bring in Prithvi Shaw, and if they do well, why would you like to
Yeah.
remove them and bring in Gill, who would be out of match practice,
Yeah.
coming back from an injury? So it will only make things difficult. So I think it should be Mayank Agarwal. But of course, Prithvi Shaw also has been sounded. So let us see how it goes.
Yeah, I think Prithvi Shaw will be called up. They'll give at least the first two games to Mayank Agarwal, and then if he doesn't perform, Prithvi Shaw will come in as an opener.
Yeah, I'll prefer Mayank Agarwal. Yes.
Yeah, and here's another friend of mine, Saunak Manna. He says, "Sir, we know that Kohli hits and likes to hit straight shots, flick and drives. He doesn't like to hit sweeps or play a cross-batted shot. Sir, he says, sir, I think it's the most unique. Many players become out by playing a cross shot. Your thoughts on it?"
What was the second part?
He says that many players get out by playing a cross-batted shot. Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, cross-bat shots. If you see, Arnav, when you go to the nets, they always tell you to bat in the V.
Yeah.
V, because initially you must learn to play from the middle of the bat.
Yes.
Right? For you to get your eye in, to get your confidence. And when you play cross-bat, that means you're playing across the line, which is not advisable even if you are set. All great batsmen, if you notice, they would avoid playing across the line. Why should you? I mean, you wait for the ball. You just play it on merit, play with a straight bat, and even if you get your eye in, you should be very wary of playing a cross-batted shot. It is not advisable unless, of course, you're playing white ball cricket, where you have to hit the ball, come what may. There don't nobody looks at whether it's a straight bat or a cross bat. But when you're playing test cricket or you're playing first class cricket, and in conditions where the ball is moving a lot, cross bat cricket doesn't help you.
So Laksh Sharma again says, sir, आपके विराट कोहली पर views.
मेरी विराट कोहली पे व्यूज तो अर्नब उसको अपनी किताब उसको पढ़ने के लिए दे देना. He is, to me, I think he is one of the finest modern day batsmen who has the quality to grab the advantage that comes with form. If you're in good form, you have to amass a mountain of runs, and that is what Virat Kohli does. Whenever he gets in, he plays big innings, very impactful innings. So I think he's one batsman who is known to play impactful innings. So that is how I want to know Virat Kohli.
Okay. So Pranav Anand has sent a huge question, like it's part of 3 questions. So the first question is, what's your take on India's 2-squad approach? Is it a long-term thing, or will we see more countries do this, or is it just because of COVID?
What?
India's 2-squad approach, the 2-squad approach, like one is in England and one is in Sri Lanka.
No, 2-squad approach was only because you are playing in England. Right? If there was no series in England, the main players would have gone to Sri Lanka. And because the BCCI and they found a small window to have a white ball series, and like you said, because of COVID, they haven't played much cricket. So it will help them play competitive cricket. And like we spoke in the beginning, it will help Sri Lankan Cricket Board generate revenue. So that is more important.
Okay. And his second question is, what is ailing Sri Lanka cricket, structure or wrong talent identification, or is it something else?
No, it's a combination of both. Wrong administration, one, and talent, of course. I mean, I cannot accept that they have some talent which is being hidden and they're not able to unearth. At some point, you do get to know your talent, whether in under 16, under 19, and then your first class structure. So it is lack of talent, yes, but I think Sri Lankan board essentially has been accused of poor governance. So that is the main reason, if you ask me.
Acha, okay. And his final question is, when will we see you doing commentary?
I don't do commentary because commentary is a very specialized work. My job was as a reporter, and I wrote all my life. And I did do, I was lucky, my friend Hemant Butch, who was a producer with the 10 Sports, and we were in Abu Dhabi. And he gave me 3 stints to do as commentary. I did commentary with Ashok Malhotra, Madan Lal, and Ramiz Raja, former Pakistan cricketer, who is also a commentator now. So I did 3 stints, but I didn't feel very comfortable doing that. So I went back to my writing.
Acha, okay. Another question is Women's T20. It's sent by Women's T20 Challenge. It's that how can we improve domestic structure for women's cricket?
You have to improve domestic structure because there is no way how we can. There are BCCI is a very experienced body, and I don't think they're short of men who can plan a structure for women's cricket, and it is very very imperative now because they are doing well. As we saw, they did well in the Test match. They went very bad in the ODI series. They won the last match, but women's cricket is waiting to what should I say explode because there is amazing talent available. It is now for the BCCI to tap that talent and make women's cricket a big, big brand of its own. And it has the potential to grow into a huge brand. And I'm hoping in the season to come, we will see more and more bright women's cricket.
Okay. Pranav and Vashishtha ask him please, what's your take on the questions raised on Pujara's place in the squad? Should he be given a few more chances or should he face the axe to improve his form by playing domestic or county cricket?
No, I think they have needlessly always put pressure on Pujara. They hold it against him, saying that his strike rate is not good. But in the process, they forget that he is ensuring that wickets are not falling regularly at the other end also. If wickets are not, when you're playing cricket, if wickets fall at both ends, you collapse. I mean, you end up with a very poor score. So Pujara there, he not only bats for himself, he bats for the other his colleague also. So I expect Pujara to be given at least a couple of test matches before they decide if he's not good, and the strike rate business is not fair because you don't have test strike rate in test matches. There you have to stay and make your runs, as they say. Strike rate is good for T20, where you can always say, okay, Arnav, you took away too many balls and you didn't make runs, fine. But not in test matches. Test matches, the skills are very different.
Yeah, and I think he should play more of county cricket also because he plays only one format, and it's not like he doesn't have time to find from his international schedule to go and play county cricket in England. I think he should always do that when a series in England is upcoming, and also regularly because a series in England does not happen that regularly, and it's one of the most important series when you look at it from an Indian perspective when it's an away tour in England. The next question is from John's Benny, Cricket Crazy John, who is a Twitter expert. Any unknown story about Virat Kohli from his childhood or domestic cricket which made you feel that this kid is going to be the next big thing of Indian cricket?
There are a couple of matches where he played in junior cricket. He was playing with players bigger his age, and he did not look out of place. I mean, as a 13-year-old playing in a match for under 17, or a 14-year-old playing in a match for under 19, normally you would feel you will be in awe of these players. But this guy always wanted to play with seniors. So that was one. And two was that incident, which I've written in the book, where he lost his father and still came to the Firozshah Kotla to play the match because Delhi needed, I don't remember how many runs at that point, but they were in the danger of being asked to follow on. So, but Virat came, scored runs, ensured that Delhi did not follow on. and then he went back to his father's funeral. So that act by Kohli convinced me that he is a very special player. He's very different.
Yeah, and I have a really interesting fact that Virat Kohli, in his childhood, lived in West Delhi in Mirabag, and my nanny house is there in the same colony.
Hmm. So would you have seen him there?
No, my mom,
No.
my mom saw him when he was younger, but nobody know that he was gonna be Virat Kohli. Like
Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
was Virat Kohli, but nobody knew he was gonna be Virat Kohli, the Indian captain.
Correct, 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 correct.
So
Absolutely
I
correct.
always tell Mama, why didn't you make me meet him anytime?
No, we'll meet someday if he have. But I don't know if he's going to play domestic cricket. I doubt, because when this COVID ends, when one can go and
I
meet these
just
people.
feel that I want to debut when he is playing before he retires. Because he
Ah,
can easily play till 40. He has that sort of a
yes, yes.
fitness.
Of course, he can. Of course.
Yeah, the next question is from Vineet. He says, Sir, as you are author of many books which showcases and has title and stories of cricketers, so for that, have you got adaptation rights?
Adaptation.
Yeah.
What is adaptation, right?
That's the permission of the cricketer story which you are writing.
No. Why should you need? Tomorrow I can write a story on Arnab Verma. I don't need your permission to write.
Yeah.
I can write. So there are two things. One is when you're writing, it is authorized, where the player has asked you to write.
Hmm.
But if the player has not asked you to write, it doesn't become authorized, but it still is his biography. So you don't have to need you don't have to acquire permission to write a book.
Okay.
You can write tomorrow. You can write tomorrow.
Biggest Azam asks, what goes wrong with India in knockout matches? Is it Kohli's bad luck or the team takes excessive pressure during the matches?
It is very difficult to point out one reason, but if you see all the knockout matches, India has lost from winning positions. So it is just that one step, taking that one extra step to get to the opposition which India has been lacking, and I hope it will be solved this season when they play the World T20.
Yeah, and I have an interesting fact over here. Virat Kohli, England, and rain has a very, very bad connection because in World Cup 2019 semi-final against New Zealand, and also it rained and India lost on the reserve day, and that game was in England. In Champions Trophy final, it didn't rain, but that game was also in England, and Virat Kohli was the captain. And in 2021 World Test Championship final, also it rained. India lost on the reserve day, and it was England. So Virat Kohli has captained all his ICC tournaments in England. So maybe it's a change of fortune for him this time in UAE, and I really hope that's the case. And I think India is gonna win the World T20. Uh, so our
Wow.
yeah. So our last question is from Ahil, and he says, should India send Prithvi Shaw and Bhuvneshwar Kumar to England Test Series? We have already talked about Prithvi Shaw, but yeah, should India send Bhuvneshwar Kumar to England Test Series? I think they might send him if he is fit and if he performs well against Sri Lanka.
Yeah, that's a good thing you have said. If he's fit, because if he loses out, he is not lost out because he is not good. He is lost out because he's been not fit.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. If he's fit, he can be included. But Arnav, remember, for almost 2.5 years, he has not played red ball cricket. So he'll be under tremendous pressure.
Yeah. So our questions are over. Now I just wanted to ask you that who do you think can be India's number 4 in the World T20 or number 3 if like Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma decide to open, then the number 3, or if Dhawan slash Rahul slash Shaw open with Rohit Sharma, and Virat Kohli at 3, should number 4 be Surya Kumar Yadav or Shreyas Iyer? And I think it should be Surya Kumar Yadav. I think they should start with him.
For me, for my one-day team, my number 3 will
No,
always be
T20
Virat Kohli.
team. T20 World
Yeah,
T20.
even T20. T20, of course, Virat is planning to open.
Hmm.
If you remember, he's been toying with this idea to open the innings because as the main batsman, he should get more and more deliveries than the rest. Or maybe KL Rahul is fit enough to come in at number 3. You can have see number 3. The equation changes between T20, ODI, and Test cricket.
Yeah.
Your
Test
best
cricket, you
batsman.
know, a batsman who can stick up one end or score runs,
Yeah,
who is
yeah,
fluent. And in one day cricket, you obviously need your best batsman at number 3. And in T20 cricket, you need sometimes a team's requirement is anchorer at number 3. Sometimes they need a power hitter who just plays a small cameo. Like there are different requirements for different teams at number 3, especially in
yeah.
T20s. Mostly in at number 3 in one day cricket, you have your best batsman.
Correct. I agree with you. But the thing is, you have to draw the line very quickly and adapt very quickly because things are changing so fast. Whether you're playing T20 or one-day cricket, there are a lot of innovations now. So you have to be at your best almost every ball. So that is what makes a T20 such a spectacle.
Yeah, and what do you think? It should be Sky or Shreyas Iyer at 4?
Surya Kumar Yadav.
Yeah, me
Surya
too.
Kumar Yadav, because he can just change the game.
Yeah, he
He
can
can
play
swing
as
the
an
game.
anchorer too, and he can also like score 30 of 12 balls.
Correct. Absolutely correct. Absolutely. And he's in form.
Yeah, he's in form. So also, what will be your 11 as of now? What will it be looking like if you pick if the World T20 is like a week after a week? So what will be your 11?
That's a tough one. We can have openers. We can have KL Rahul to open with. I'll put Rahul as opener with Virat Kohli.
Rohit Sharma?
Rohit Sharma.
Where did Rohit Sharma go?
He'll go at number 3.
Acha,
He will come at number 3.
different. I
Surya
did
Kumar
not see
Yadav at number.
anyone doing
Yeah,
that.
no. So, and then you can have, of course, if Shikhar Dhawan is there, then the whole batting order changes. If Shikhar is available, if he's picked for the World Cup, so Shikhar Dhawan, I don't mind opening with Virat Kohli, and then you have this the order which we decided. Rishabh Pant will come, Jadeja will come. I don't know
Hardik
if you would
Pandya.
like to play Ashwin because I want Ashwin to play because he can bowl a very restrictive line.
Yeah.
And you'll have Shami, Siraj.
Bumrah.
These are your very skillful bowlers. And who else?
Bumrah.
Chahal will be there because Chahal, Virat will not let him go. Chahal can be very deceptive.
Yeah.
So these are your, I think we have made the 11. This is the 11.
Yeah. So I would just asking that will you keep Shami ahead of Bhuvi in your 11?
I will keep Shami ahead of Bhuvi for the simple reason that he is more consistent than Bhumi. He is also a wicket-taking bowler. You
Yeah.
need wicket takers in one day. So whether T20 or ODI, you have to strike early. So I think these are the key areas.
Acha, okay. So mine looks like Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli to open, Sky at 3, Rishabh Pant at 4, then Hardik Pandya at 5. At 6, I have Jadeja. At 7, I have Ashwin, and then at 8, I have Shardul Thakur. At 9, I have Bumrah. At 10, I have Bhuvi, and at 11, my spinner will be.
Shami,
Yeah.
not Shami.
Yeah, either of Bhuvi or Shami, I'm fine with both, but I would prefer Bhuvi over Shami because he swings the ball. If the ball swings in Dubai or
Yeah.
UAE, then he'll be quite critical in the power play. And my spinner will be Rahul Chahar.
Okay. Yeah, good choice.
Yeah. So finally, my last question to you is that in the 100 ball, like a 100 ball is starting in a few days, and it's another league, like T10 league was going on, IPL, Lanka Premier League, PSL, like there are Big Bash, CPL, like I can't even count how many leagues are there. So is it like removing the focus of players from international cricket? Because if a player is playing three leagues, in one they get, for example, 1 crore, in another they get uh, 50 lakh, in another they get 1 crore again, then in total they have got 2 crores 50 lakhs already. And that might be the same amount of, maybe more than the amount of prize money they get playing for their respective country. I don't think that's going to be happening with the Indian players, but will that change the mindset of players from different countries to be more focused in these leagues instead of playing for their own country?
Yeah, this battle has been going on for a while. Cricket boards are looking at putting restrictions on the players where all they can play. BCCI has already said you can't play outside India unless you take permission. And BCCI is also very not keen to do it because it will undermine its own the IPL league. So I think it is profitable for the player to play maybe one season, make his money, and stay in the good books of these T20 organizers. But
Yeah, the
much of
fact is that they shouldn't compromising playing for their country and play in that league. Like there are few players like there are few players who are pulling out, like especially from Australia, Maxwell, Stoinis. They have pulled out from the T20 series against West Indies, and now they will most probably go and play the IPL. So they are pulling out from playing for the country and they are playing a T20 league. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's advisable.
It is definitely not advisable, and it also takes away the charm of Test cricket, the charm of traditional rivals. And because without rivalry, you don't really enjoy the sport. And here, because of what is happening in the last couple of years, these kind of competitions have gone down. So you have more of cricket tamasha than a proper cricket tournament.
Okay. So, like the final thing is that there was a news that Steve Smith is willing to trade his T20 World Cup participation in order to play the Ashes. So, in the way, it's really good, and in a way, it's not very good also. If you look at the perspective that he's prioritizing Test cricket, that's great. But if you look in at a way that he is giving too much importance to the Ashes and leaving a world event aside, and he is really, I think a player like Steve Smith is really important in your team because he, just like Pujara, like in Test cricket is totally different, but sometimes in T20 cricket, 40 ball 50 is also quite vital if you have a power hitter going at the other end.
Definitely, definitely, and that is what Smith does. He uses his own end and the other end, the other batsman who is constantly looking for runs, and he plays a positive role. He's himself looking for runs and then playing those big shots to ease the pressure. So it is important to have the kind of approach Steve Waugh has to batting.
Yeah. So that's all for this video, guys. I hope you really like this conversation between me and Vijay sir. It's like the one of the top and most the best conversations I've had. It was a really memorable one, and Vijay sir was really excited to come to my channel, as he said before. So, sir, can you end up and can you give your views of coming to my channel?
Your channel is outstanding, Arnav. We should do maybe once the England series begins, we'll do one more. It will be very nice, and I'm very impressed with your homework. You have obviously prepared very, very well, very good questions, and I'm sure your friends are going to love this.
Okay, sir. Thanks for coming, and guys, goodbye and see you next time. Bye, guys.